he's going to give back to the school. And we've got problems. Justin Algar getting around as he was trying to avoid the 7 of A.J. Henriksen. Henriksen was running in the 3rd position. We see Dexter Bean in the 6th, and now the melee taking place behind all of that.
There's a 75 right there, Billy Tanner around. There's a lot of damage to A.J. Henriksen's car. That's a team car to Bobby Gerhardt's right there, the Eagle warranty car. We saw him moving around in the car, it looked like, Kenny, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, but still, I'm going to be curious to see replay and footage of the way that car's bent is a little bit unusual, so that must have been quite the wreck.
You wouldn't normally see that hitting the wall like that, would you?
No,
it
sir.
looks like another car may have hit.
Yeah.
There's Norm Bennings, number 84. Obviously, a lot of damage to the back of his Chevrolet.
There's Dexter Bean. More damage to the back of that car also. We see the 61. He's got some damage on the right side of that car. Getting some right side tires.
Yeah, he's been up against the wall, it looks like, Kenny.
Yes, most definitely. I was worried about his brakes. He just overshot the pits a little bit, but
also making a chassis adjustment to that. Let's take another look at what took place on our first caution here.
Looked like Mario Goslin got in the back of A.J. Henriksen. And then there's the 22. It looked like of Josh Wise going around. Somebody ran in the back of him.
But the damage wasn't done to the 7 until, I believe, later. Because right here, Mario Goslin just spins him around. Mario goes spinning around. But I think there was some contact later on here.
Yeah, that wasn't damage. He's got to get hit another time in the right front area.
Yeah, he still hasn't been hit yet. It looked like he got a little bit loose, Kenny, didn't it? Because it looked like he may have gotten out of the throttle a little bit when Mario ran in the back of him.
It looked like he got a little bit loose. It's just... it's one of those things you hate to say it, but
that was the contact right there.
Yeah.
It's the 85 right there.
Greg Barnhart. I believe this is the 11.
See the smoke
Brian
up ahead.
Silas.
Good job by Brian Silas right there. Heads up there. He backed off the throttle. When he saw he was clear, he got back in the throttle to go ahead and get out of the way. You get run into from behind so many times in an accident like that, don't you, Kenny?
Once he knew that he had the front of his car safe, he gassed her up to give everyone else more room to get slowed down.
That's Greg Barnhart's car, the 85 Ford Fusion, that has so much damage to the front end of that, as we see cars making their way down pit road now.
Odd here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a wide. Stevens wanting to go. I was hoping he wasn't going to put that 51 car in the middle right now. But
Brian Silas, as we look over to... Oh, trouble. There's Stephen Wallace spinning around. Gets caught in the front end. Continues to spin.
Looks like Billy Venturini possibly came along and clipped him.
Second caution of the day comes out. Stephen Wallace getting turned around going through the tri-oval.
I think this is that situation, Kenny, where you might as well not plan much on having anything to race at Talladega. It was right. Billy Venturini. Tough break for Billy. We saw him slow early in the race, and that's what put him basically at the back of the pack. And unfortunately, a lot of damage to that 25 car.
He'll try to make it around and get back into the pits where his father, Bill Venturini Sr., go to work on it. Stephen Wallace not happy at all as he gets out of his car.
You know, the Venturini family, not a big budget operation, but have really run extremely good on all the restrictor plate races. They put a lot of effort in. They run good every place, but they've really excelled the last couple of years.
Billy Venturini will bring that car down pit road, see if Father Bill Venturini Sr. can work any magic and get him back out onto the racetrack. We'll come back. Bobby Gerhart still leads the field. And welcome back to the ARCA 200 at Daytona International Speedway. We ride along with the number 11 of Brian Silas. A lot of damage to the right front of that car. We'll find out how that damage actually took place.
He may have caught a piece of that accident with Stephen Wallace. Let's see if we can take a look back at what happened to cause that accident with Stephen. See, Stephen's on the outside in the 61 car. Goes right up to, he just gets loose up there.
Boy, it kind of looked like he might have cut a tire or something.
Yeah, you don't really get loose in that part of the racetrack, but it's a pretty hard contact for Steve Wallace.
Billy Venturini then clipping him in that number 25. And we saw the 11 was in front of that. I believe that was just a right front tire that had exploded.
See, he's waving.
Yeah,
he's waving the guy around.
He knew he had some sort of a problem. He was waving at that 14 car behind him. I think he knew he had a flat tire, and he was trying to get out of the way.
I think he had a left rear flat.
Yeah, you see the rubber already came off the tire and was rolling down the racetrack.
Yeah, he's out of the way up high.
He was doing everything textbook. He just didn't have enough tire quite far enough around through the tri-oval to get him through there.
He's Justin South's onboard right here. You see Josh Wise, the 22. There's the 14 who's going to get clipped by the 61 of Steve Wallace, and that turns Steve right back into the outside wall.
That accident taking place just as they went across the start-finish line. Now we look at the damage from the 11.
Just riding along and blows a right front tire out. Obviously probably ran over some debris from the accident with Steve Wallace, but watch the damage you're going to see. All that damage came from cutting a tire down and that rubber thrashing about. It looks like a major super speedway crash, and all it was a flat tire.
Continue throughout the season. He's got 2 wins in this series. Oh, and we got problems with the number 14.
Michael Falk, the 14. Oh, trouble. There's Josh Wise, the 22.
More cars involved as they're coming off the racetrack.
There's the 24 right there, Benny Chastain. There's Justin South right there. The 8 of Brian Kahns was involved in that.
That got messy.
Messy in a hurry.
That's what we like to see, those window nets coming down.
Yeah, there's Benny Chastain right there in the 24 car. There's a Toyota of Josh Wise, Eddie Sharp Racing, along with Michael Waltrip Racing.
One of the spotters had mentioned just before this accident they thought there was smoke coming out of one of the cars, possibly the number 4 of Scott Lagasse. Justin South trying to get back down onto pit road, probably take that behind the wall. A lot of damage to that car. He tries to get straight back out. Let's take one more look. This is going to be an actual time.
It's Justin South right here. We're on board his car. See him back off a little bit. The car looks like that was the 14 into the wall, and there's a 22 sideways in the middle of the racetrack. Josh Wise, Justin South had nowhere to go, ran into the back of the 62 of Chad McCumbee.
Engine off. Silence as you come to a stop there in the grass.
Looked like the 14 car got loose and got into the wall. Then the 22 kind of jerked his wheel left, Kenny, to try to avoid that. When he did, it looked like he lost control.
Right.
Some pretty hard hits there on the outside wall with the 24 of Benny Chastain and the 8 of Brian Kahns.
Take another peek at this one.
14 car already in the outside wall, and the 22 of Josh Wise sideways in the middle of the racetrack. The 72 car looked like he had avoided it and just got caught. J.R. Hackner.
He did everything he could do.
He's got a little bit of flapping on the right rear there as he tucks in behind the 46 of Frank Kim. Oh, up the wall. Looks like a cut right front tire.
Yes, it did.
The 94 of Brad Coleman gets into the wall hard.
Yeah, that car just shot straight across the racetrack. Very, very fortunate that nobody else is involved. And the very tail end of the field now was going by on the inside. So this will be a one-car accident, but obviously a broken suspension or a flat right front tire for Brad Coleman. What a great record he has on ARCA. He's already got a win. He won in Kentucky. 7 top 5s out of 8 starts for Brad Coleman. And what is he, 18 years old?
Yeah, just a young kid that was found on a go-kart track. And they said, hey, you've got some talent. Let's put you into a couple cars bigger. And next thing you know, he's running very competitively in the ARCA Remax Series. We look back at what just took place.
He's down on the inside. Life is good. And then it'll take off here in just a second, and there's nothing he can do right there.
Just goes straight across the racetrack. Absolutely nothing he could do. When that thing took off to the right, he turned the wheel as hard as he could to the left and doesn't make any difference. It just keeps on going.
Right.
Well, the impact there, obviously, a little bit of the absorption had to go away because of that safer barrier. Your glance is off of that.
Yeah, it definitely, you know, we're told that the safer barrier reduces the impact by about a third. But you're still running 180 mile an hour.
Right.
That's still a pretty hard hit right there. He's going to feel that. But fortunately, with all the safety innovations of recently, you see him right now. Good view of Brad getting out of the car. That Gerhardt, watch this. You see him get loose. Bobby gives him plenty of room. Just fighting for control. Gets into the outside wall. Keeps it up there. Tough break for Mario Gosling.
Tough break. He just plain got loose when Bobby was on the outside of him, but did a good job of keeping that thing a single car incident and keeping his car up against the wall.
Jason Edleski in the 08.
Yeah, this is it right here. This is just, he's going to get a little bit loose there. Watch him. And then Bobby gives him plenty of room. But unfortunately, Mario loses control. The 93 of Mark Mitchell does a great job of getting by him. Another view right here. This is Tim Russell's onboard camera. There's Frank Kimmel, the 46 on the outside. See, Tim Russell's going to be forced down, but that's okay. You can go down below the yellow line, obviously, to avoid any kind of an incident like that. Terrific job.
Jeremy Clements been good all day too, right there in the 3-car in third spot.
There's David Reagan right there, the 39.
Oh,
Aaron Crocker.
Aaron Crocker into the infield.
Caution flag is not out yet. I'm going to see if Aaron can get her car going.
She does.
If it was her, I would not have gotten going. See Aaron right there.
Edleski is right behind her.
A little chain reaction there. Somebody didn't go, and unfortunately, Aaron got hit.
And that basically is going to ruin Jason's car too.
At this point, let's see what they got. Oh, we got problems. Damon Lusk comes down, a hard hit. The number 9 gets spun around. That's Tim Russell into the wall hard. Damon Lusk was trying to come down. Frank Kimmel was just behind him.
I saw that coming, didn't you, Kenny?
Well, I didn't see it, but when you grabbed my arm, I knew something was going on.
It's a hard hit. Tim Russell right there. That's Matt Hagan's number 9 car.
Also involved the 55 of Damon Lusk.
Such a good run going to Damon Lusk. He was trying to make something happen. He was in the top 5. He went to the outside. I thought was a good move. Frank went with him. Then they came off before, right at the entrance to the tri-oval. They started squeezing down there, and there was some contact.
Well, we touched it. This was a possibility just a minute ago.
That's a great sign. Seeing Tim Russell climb out of that, a very, very hard hit.
Kenny, you've got a little business to do tonight?
Guys, I've enjoyed the heck of it. I'm way too nervous up here watching. ARCA is going to make a decision to throw a little red flag here, so we might probably get her cleaned up in the scheduled laps. But I got to go to the meeting for the shootout, so have fun up here.
Good luck tonight.
Okay.
Good luck, Kenny, and thank you again for joining us up here.
Thank you.
We'll watch your car for you, Kenny.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it any longer.
Good sign, Damon Lusk being able to get out of his 55 car. What a tough break for Damon. Had such a good run going. You can see the frustration. You work all winter long to get here, like we talked about at the very top of the show. And take a look at what took place there. See Damon, the 55, he's going to pull back down and see Frank really couldn't go any lower because the 31 of Timothy Peters was on the inside. Damon probably didn't realize that it was going to make it a 3-wide situation. If Frank Kimmel had not had somebody on the inside of him, Damon would have been able to drive down like that. They would have had plenty of room. Here's another look at it. You see Timothy Peters at the very last instant sticks his nose up beside of Frank Kimmel, and that's where the contact came right there.
Also involved in that, that's the 65 of Justin Marks. Justin Marks, one of the drivers trying to compete for a championship this year in the ARCA REMAX Series.
There's another hard hit. Thank goodness for the safer barriers. You touched on it earlier, Rick, and thank goodness for that. Here, we're going to get another look at it. You see Damon's coming down with a 55, and Frank could get squeezed in the middle, and there's a 65 right there with absolutely nowhere to go, Justin Marks.
Riding along, this is the 4
with Scott Lagasse, and that's what was taking place just behind him.
Here's Tim Russell right here. Let's see what his view. You see him right there, makes hard contact right into the safer barrier. Tough break. Remember now, all these guys are running in the top 10 inside of 5 laps to go at Daytona.
Everybody racing for position, wanting to have that top 10 finish, wanting to have that top 5 finish, doing whatever they can